sent Matt to the doghouse. I said, I don't want to sail around with you anymore. It's a bit rowdy out. I think we're going pretty fast at times.
My heart is pounding right now. I saw like what I think are legit bombs.
I'm Kristen and this is Matt. We've spent the last 4 years sailing our $5,000 Craigslist boat to some of the most beautiful places in the Caribbean. From spearfishing in South Andros, Bahamas, staying in a treehouse and riding horses through the rainforest of the Dominican Republic, to even dodging hurricanes in Puerto Rico. We could have never imagined what this adventure would become. After gaining more sailing experience, we knew we had to make some serious upgrades to our boat if we wanted to keep this journey going. Unfortunately now, our engine is no longer working. We'll be back in the boatyard for a while. But before we set up on the hard, we wanted to test our skills by sailing engineless around the Caribbean. What's up guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU.
Welcome back guys. Today we're gonna rip off sailing. Got this really cool like sunken boat that I want to go see. It's the SS Killin. It's like a Navy warship. Back in the 40s I think it was commissioned. Anyway, I'll get more into that later if I'm able to dive it. The weather's been pretty bad here on the south coast, so I don't know how good the visibility is going to be, and we're going to have a little rough sail getting over there I think, but who cares? This is the adventure and you got to go see cool stuff when you got the chance.
Yeah, and they said that there's like weird, not nuclear waste, but weird, what do you call them?
I guess there's like some drums of like old waste that might have went down with it, so I gotta go find out and see. They use this whole island as like a bombing range back in the day, so there's some cool stuff like that. And if I grow like a horn or something, we know it wasn't a great idea to dive it.
I also got a new camera I want to try out this video, and it's called the Insta360 1X2. I think it's gonna be pretty cool for sailing life if you live on a boat, so we'll see how that works also.
As we know, this was a roll the anchorage. I had to put out a stern anchor, so now I gotta go get that thing back. It served us well. I was really happy with how it all worked out, but you know, whenever you gotta pull up an extra anchor, it's never fun. But here I go. Alright, so we got off anchor, no worries. Sailing off and using the sails to actually help pull the anchor has been working pretty good for us lately. After I do it a few more times, I may make a video on actually kind of how to do it or how we're doing it, but I want to make sure it works before I tell people to try it out. But yeah, we're ripping along 4.5 knots, 5 knots. really windy, but I got a little bit of canvas down because, you know, when it's your house, you don't want to tear her up too much.
Alright guys, I sent Matt to the doghouse. I said, I don't want to sail around with you anymore. You better go to the dinghy. Just kidding. We were losing our paddle, so he had to pull it up and go catch it. It was like hanging on just by the Velcro strap for some reason. Alright guys, we're out here, we're tacking. Looks like we're gonna have a few different tacks since we don't have the engine, and it's a bit rowdy out. I think we're going pretty fast at times, but the wind keeps turning, so this might take longer than we had planned. But overall, it's a pretty beautiful day. It's still a little bit hazy because of the Saharan dust, and we're just flying on by.
Alright, so my furling line broke, so I'm full jib sail out now, and I have to go kind of try to figure out some sort of fix for that. So I'm going to put in another tack so that we're at least heading out to sea. Hopefully I can get this thing under control.
Have the full head sail open all the way, which isn't too ideal because it's about, I don't know, 17 knots of wind today, Matt, would you say?
And sustained 17, it's gusting up to 25.
So far it's not seeming to be that big of a problem. The rope snap that pulls it in, so we'll have to fix that some point in time, but right now we're just leaving it open, and hopefully when we get closer into land, maybe then we can do something about it. But right now, everything seems to be okay. Just, you know, a little more sail out than we need.
Do you want to turn back and go back to the anchorage that you know we could go back to and make our repairs? Or do you want to keep surging forth?
We can make repairs anywhere. This is our house. We have hardware everywhere and ropes.
Okay, guess we'll keep going forward then.
Matt's deciding to throw the fishing pole out today, even though we're having a little bit of issues.
Well, I haven't seen any seaweed yet today, and it's making me feel uncomfortable, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the fishing line out so the seaweed will get here like almost immediately afterward. See that wave that just broke, like crested?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Just to let you guys know, those rocks are a lot closer than they look on camera.
Oh man, this cut is like really small and it's really shallow, like right on the other side too. So my heart is pounding right now. Could you imagine though, like I made a lot of like hardcore sailors in my life. Could you imagine just like turning on your motor and motoring right between this cut? Like, that must take some real nerve. We want to drop our anchor right in the middle of those two anchors. So do whatever you got to do to get there and then tell me. Okay?
Okay.
You're the captain now.
Alright guys, we made it to our anchorage and Matt jumped in, and as you can see, he only has one flipper. He cracked his flipper the other day, tried to do a weird fiberglass repair that I told him was never going to work, and then it cracked the rest of it all in half. So if we had the same size feet, he could use mine, but he only has one right now, and I guess that works better than none. But he's down there checking the anchor. I felt like it seemed pretty shallow where we anchored. It says like 9 to 10 feet, but it seemed pretty shallow, so we'll see what he says when he comes up. How deep is it?
Probably 9 feet.
So we're good?
Yeah, pretty good. I busted my lip when I jumped in out the water. This thing caught me right in the mouth.
Oh no.
I know, what an idiot. Alright guys, so we had a good sail today. I'm a little wore out, I'm tired. I sailed pedal to the metal. Obviously once that rope broke I was full jib, so I said, you know what? I think we can manage this. I'll just stay hands on the wheel and we'll be okay here. So we sailed. We basically made it down the coast 10 and a half miles, and we had to sail 22 miles in order to achieve that. I think we could have done a little bit better. I kind of wasn't my best sailing day today. I'm going to blame it on the Saharan dust, the fog. I was in a haze. I'm going to blame it on the haze days.
Why can't you just blame it on yourself?
Okay, I'm just going to blame it on myself. I suck. All the other times in life that I crushed it, I guess we'll just say those were lucky. But yeah, I sucked today, so I added about probably 4 miles with that last tack to get around Roca Alcatraz. I probably could have shot by it on the first tack, but I said, you know what, let me be safe, do another 3 or 4 miles to make sure I can go around it. And it was still pretty heart pumping, but fun day, full tacking, a lot of sailing. It was a good time, but I can't wait to get that motor so I can just use my motor to run around like difficult parts and just give myself a little more lower blood pressure when I need to. But it's a cool anchorage. There's like a big mountain over there, beautiful rocks every which way. So if we can solve a little problem that we have, we might stay here for a couple of days.
Alright guys, when we got here I was afraid of this happening, and it's happening. We don't have internet here, and I do have a video uploading, so it's probably tomorrow or so. So we're going to try this trick that we heard from other cruisers, which seems to work around the boating community. And if it works for us, it's a great boat hack. So do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, first and foremost, shout out to SV Drake, Russell and Janice. You guys taught us this. We didn't really teach us this. We kind of heard them say this on Facebook. They wanted to send someone a birthday message, but they were in Panama. So they took their phone, they hotspotted it, and they ran it up the mast. So I'm thinking we can do that too.
We can do that, and then on my phone, I pick up the hotspot from up there, and now I'm hitting Netflix. I'm hitting Google.
Yeah, we triangulate
I'm hitting the maps.
We do all that stuff. Yeah, because we're gonna need the maps. Because we're not just being spoiled. We gotta find the maps so I can find that. So I can find the underwater wreck. I don't know exactly where it is. I could probably still find it on my own. It's a giant sunken boat, so I found more stuff down there. But either way, we got a waterproof bag, we got some ropes, we're finna try it out and let's see how it goes. Alright guys, safety first. I got my waterproof high field bag. Came in the bonus pack when you buy a high field, so they throw sweet stuff in like this for that $4,000. But we're gonna throw the phone in there, clamp it all up, and go ahead and go up there. This way, if it were to break off and float away, I could see it floating, and it's probably just gonna end up on the shore over there. So one, for a visual, if in case it gets gone, and two, to keep the water off of it in case it starts raining. I don't want to be all cuddle-buddied up in the V-berth, nice and warm and snuggly, and then it starts raining and I got to run out here to get the phone. I'll be like, baby girl, just let it rain.
No way. You've already thrown out like 2 or 3 phones this year.
Oh.
Remember that?
You don't talk to me. Okay?
Do you remember that?
I threw one phone out, right? Oh, I broke one phone in the boatyard.
And then you threw one in the ocean.
I did break one in the boatyard.
So this is your last phone.
This is it, guys. So if I lose my phone, I will start a GoFundMe for a new one if Mama denies me the purse strings. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Don't make fun of me because my halyard thing up there is really squeaky. So it's gonna be loud. I know I gotta grease it. Relax in the comments.
Spreaders are where we're at. That's good enough probably, right?
We're gonna see.
All right guys, I got my phone. I'm connecting to the hotspot right now, so we're about to find out. Ah! It worked at my Instagram, you know, guys. Go check out Kristen.R.Davis on Instagram. Nice shout out to myself, but it's working.
Alright y'all, so we came out here to do some hardcore diving. We came out to this pretty exposed bay, and then as soon as we got here, the weather kind of took a turn for the dumper. And we had to make adjustments accordingly. So of course, whenever the wind gets over 30 knots, I like to jump in the water and put a secondary anchor out just to make sure. And as I was doing that, getting ready for the heavy weather, I was putting other anchors and I was looking around. I saw like what I think are legit bombs, legit missiles all over this anchorage. So somehow we anchored in like a hardcore bombing field and we didn't know. We had no idea. People like, we had local knowledge said, oh yeah, it's okay, you can go there. We were sailing by.
Yeah, they said that was old news.
Yeah, they were like old news, and then some people were anchored in here when we were sailing by, so we said, okay, it must be all good to anchor up in here. But when I was swimming around, like, maybe they're not bombs, maybe they're just, I don't know, phallic objects that got sunken in the mud. But I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to show you the bombs, and you can tell me if they're bombs or not. But I'm going to be going on a solo mission today because the weather was really bad. It's been raining a ton, so the visibility is not that great. And Kristen.R.Davis, she don't go out swimming around bombs when she can't see where she's going. She don't want to blindly swim into a bomb and then red mist. So we're going to go out today. We're going to see some cool stuff. The SS Killing, I'm going to be able to go out and find it. It's like a 200-foot long wreck. And then I'm going to show you these bombs that are like, I don't know, 100 yards behind my boat. Definitely not the place you want to drag anchor.
Alright guys, so looking back at that footage that Matt brought home from that snorkel, it looks like a missile to me. I don't know about you guys.
Let us know if it's missiles, guys. They were shaped very conical. I don't know if that's a word, but they look like missile shapes to me, and I said, dang, I would not recommend anyone anchors in here. One of those missiles is like maybe 80 yards from where I'm anchored, so definitely not the place you want to drag. I don't know what happened. The wires got crossed. I don't know why we came here, but it was kind of cool.
We came here because we thought it was just going to be a nice bay, and then we asked people if it was okay, and they said, yeah, that they cleaned those up. It's all, but they did not.
Well,
they're not all cleaned up.
Maybe they did clean them up, and maybe those are all good. I don't know. Maybe they got like a explodometer that they go like
Explodometer?
Yeah, and it says this one ain't gonna explode no more. So I don't know. It was pretty crazy though. But the boat was cool. There was a lot of big fish over there. I didn't get to see any sharks, which I was surprised. Most wrecks I've dove in my life have had sharks, but this one didn't. Had some big fish though. It was cool, but it was pretty blown up. They blew her to hell and back. USS Killen. I know I said SS Killen earlier. Sorry, that was a little disrespectful. If anyone out there that served on USS Killen, I'll get the name right. My bad. But it was pretty cool. It was a really interesting dive, but you know, a little too dangerous, I think. I don't think the dive justified the being around bombs.
Alright guys, so if you're new here, make sure you guys hit subscribe. Don't forget to comment and hit that like button and the bell button, guys. Hit that bell button so you guys get notified every time of us posting a video.
So you don't miss the next bombs.
Alright, see you later. Bye.